The Crimean Bridge was, is, and will remain a target until it is destroyed. This was stated by the president of the All-Ukrainian Aviation Organization, Association of Private Pilots and Aircraft Owners, Gennady Khazan, on the air of the Novostey Factory, commenting on the information about the ban on civilians driving on it in occupied Crimea until May the 10th. He noted that the Ukrainian Armed Forces had seriously damaged the air defense systems in occupied Crimea. According to him, this is why the enemy has to constantly move those that remain. They are constantly moving, and then they get tired, arrive at one place, stop, and something will fly there. It is necessary because the destruction of the air defense system in the temporarily occupied Crimea is preparation for something to fly there and destroy the targets that are necessary. Khazan said. He noted that the Crimean Bridge remains a target for destruction, since it was built illegally and the occupiers are transporting military cargo along it. The Crimean Bridge was, is, and will remain a target until it is destroyed. It is an illegal structure that must be destroyed. It is a legitimate target because it is used for military transportation, Khazan explained. In his opinion, the restriction or ban on civilian movement across the bridge is most likely due to the fact that the Russians are intensively moving weapons and ammunition across it, and therefore are afraid that this will be recorded by people crossing the bridge. This bridge must be destroyed, and it will definitely be destroyed, the expert emphasized. As media reported, Reserve Colonel of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, pilot instructor Roman Svitan, noted that the Crimean Bridge will not affect the position of Russian dictator Vladimir Putin at all. According to him, this bridge is a logistics chain through which about 30% of military cargo is currently transported. They are used in the Kherson and Zaporizhia directions. Svitan noted that it is important for Ukraine to destroy the Crimean Bridge as a logistics chain. He said that other logistics facilities of the enemy are currently in operation, for example, 2 bridges across the Mius and Kalmius rivers.
Militants in Kashmir killed at least 26 tourists and injured many others in the worst assault on civilians in the Indian-administered territory in years, which India has called a terrorist attack. India has not officially blamed any group for the shooting, which took place near the town of Pahalgam in the picturesque Bizaran Valley. But it took a series of punitive actions against its neighbor Pakistan. The Indian government has decided to immediately stop issuing visas to Pakistani citizens from April 27 and cancel visas already issued. This information was released by the Indian Ministry of External Affairs. The statement said that in continuation of the decisions taken by the Cabinet Committee on Security after the Pahalgam terror attack, the Indian government has decided to immediately suspend the issuance of visas to Pakistani citizens. Following these decisions, Pakistan's Security Council, which met urgently, called India's steps regarding the terrorist attack in Kashmir unjust and politically motivated. According to the Council's statement, Pakistan will consider India's attempt to change the flow of the Indus River as an act of war. At the same time, Pakistan suspended all bilateral agreements with India and closed its airspace to India. Recall that on April 22, gunmen opened fire on tourists in the popular tourist town of Pahalgam. 25 Indian citizens and 1 Nepali citizen were killed, and many others were injured. The attackers managed to escape. According to the Indian newspaper The Times of India, citing Indian intelligence sources, the attack on civilians in Pahalgam was carried out by militants from the Resistance Front, the subversive wing of the Pakistan-based radical group Lashkar-e-Taiba. Following this, the Indian authorities almost halved the staff of their embassy in Islamabad, declared the military advisors of the Pakistani diplomatic mission in India persona non grata, and closed the main Attari border crossing with Pakistan. In addition, New Delhi suspended an agreement with Islamabad on the sharing of water resources. Pakistan's Security Council said that there is evidence that India is providing financial support to terrorism in Pakistan. Pakistan has closed its airspace to India. The reason and details of the decision have not yet been disclosed. Kashmir, a scenic and ethnically diverse valley in the Himalayan mountains, has been racked by violence for generations. Its fate was left undecided in 1947, when the British divided India, its former colony, into two countries. One was Pakistan, which has a Muslim majority. The other, made up mostly of Hindus, retained the name India. Since war last broke out in 1999, Kashmir has remained one of the world's most militarized regions. A fast-moving wildfire burning in New Jersey on Tuesday forced thousands of people to evacuate and closed a stretch of a major highway. According to Associated Press, the Garden State Parkway, one of New Jersey's busiest highways, was closed between Barnegat and Lacey Townships, according to the New Jersey Fire Service. More than 1,300 structures were threatened and about 3,000 residents were evacuated, the fire service said. Shelters were open at two high schools, according to the Barnegat Police Department. The Jersey Central Power and Light Company cut power to about 25,000 customers at the request of the Forest Fire Service and the Wildfires Command Post Tuesday evening, including thousands in Barnegat Township. The company said on X that it doesn't expect to restore the power before Wednesday.